let's be real for a second. We're all trying to manage our time, right? But what if that's the wrong game entirely? Today we're going to build a toolkit for what actually matters: your focus, your energy, and your ability to bounce back. Let's get into it.
I love this quote because it just hits you right where you live. We have all felt that, haven't we? That feeling of being stretched so thin, trying to give everything to everyone, but you're just running on empty. It's a one-way ticket to burnout, and we need a new way of thinking.
So, I've got to ask, does this sound familiar to you? You know, the constant motion, the back-to-back meetings, but when you finally collapse at the end of the day, you have this nagging feeling that you didn't actually accomplish anything important? If you're nodding your head right now, you are definitely in the right place.
Okay, let's really unpack this whole empty cup thing. And this is so important. This isn't about some kind of personal failure. It's a symptom of a world that has us chasing the wrong resource.
And here it is. This is the big idea that changes everything. We are obsessed with time management, squeezing more drops out of the day, when we should be obsessed with energy management. Because think about it, the real limit isn't the number of hours we have, it's the quality of energy we bring to those hours.
So yeah, the real problem is all about managing our energy. And to get good at it, we first have to understand why energy is a totally different beast than time.
And this slide just lays it out perfectly. Time is finite. We all get 24 hours. That's it. You can't make more of it. But energy is renewable. You can spend it, for sure, but, and this is the key, you can also get it back. You can actually grow your capacity.
Now, our energy isn't just one big blob. It's really a system with three key parts: your physical energy, your emotional energy, and your mental energy. The best way to think about it is like a three-legged stool. If one of those legs breaks, let's say you're physically exhausted, the whole stool just topples over. They all work together.
So, how do we start refilling that cup? Well, we start with the single most powerful weapon against modern distraction, mastering deep focus. This is how we take back control of our attention, which is, our most valuable asset.
So why is focus so ridiculously hard these days? Look at this number: 40 seconds. That's it. Research shows that the average amount of time an office worker stays on one task before they get distracted or switch to something else. 40 seconds. There's just no way you can do important, meaningful work in tiny little chunks like that.
So what's the antidote? It's something elite performers swear by, and it's called the 90-minute focus block. The goal here isn't about working longer, it's about working smarter and deeper. It actually syncs up with your brain's natural energy cycles, which run in about 90-minute waves. So this isn't some random number, it's working with your biology.
And here's exactly how you do it. It's super simple, but it takes discipline. First, you pick just one important thing. Next, and this is non-negotiable, you turn off everything: your phone, your email, all of it. Then, you set a timer for 90 minutes, and you just go. You dive in completely. And finally, when the timer goes off, you take a real, actual break for 15 minutes. Step away. Let your brain recharge. That part is just as important as the work itself.
Okay, deep focus is amazing for making progress, but what happens when things go wrong? When a project gets derailed or you just have a really bad day. Life is going to throw you curveballs, that's a guarantee. So that's where our next tool comes in, a simple formula for building resilience so you can bounce back, not break.
Okay, this equation right here might look simple, but it is profoundly powerful. An event happens. That's out of your control. But your response to that event, that is always 100% in your control. And it's your response that creates the final outcome. This little formula puts you right back in the driver's seat of your life.
So how do you actually choose a better response when you're feeling frustrated or defeated? You use these three questions. First, what happened? Just the cold hard facts, no story, no drama. Second, what can I learn? Where is the lesson or the opportunity in this? And third, what's my next move? What is one small step I can take right now? This process turns any setback into a setup for a comeback.
All right, now it's time to make this personal, because you really can't manage what you don't measure. This little energy audit is going to help you pinpoint exactly what fills your cup and, maybe even more importantly, what's poking holes in it.
I really want you to do this. Just grab a piece of paper and make 2 columns: energizes me and drains me. Be honest. Maybe a 10-minute walk outside totally energizes you, while those back-to-back Zoom meetings completely drain you. Just list a few things in each column. Now, look at that drains me column. Your mission, should you choose to accept it,
is to pick just one of those things and figure out how to reduce or eliminate it this week. That's it. Small changes make a huge difference here.
Okay, one final tool for our toolkit. This is a tiny micro habit. It literally takes 60 seconds, but it can completely change the direction of your day by helping you start with intention instead of reaction. So every morning before you grab your phone, just take 1 minute and ask yourself these 3 things. Number 1, what's my top priority today? That gives you clarity. Number 2, how do I want to show up? Do I want to be focused, patient, calm? That sets your emotional tone. And number 3, what's one thing I will do to protect my energy? This makes taking care of yourself proactive, not an afterthought.
So let's wrap this all up. Focus isn't just something you have, it's a power you learn to direct. Energy isn't just about sleep, it's the actual fuel for everything you want to do. And resilience isn't some magical trait you're born with, it's a muscle that gets stronger every single time you use it.
You know, we started this whole thing with that image of an empty cup, but now you have a practical toolkit to start refilling it. So the only question left is the one you see right here. You have the tools. How are you going to refill your cup this week?